but also, as it says in the title, Church Interior Progress plus Drug Deal, this has the drug deal in it. Now, the drug deal didn't really go anywhere on my channel, but on BoxBlair's channel, it went down a whole fucking story arc with a character called Thread.
Alright. Alrighty guys, welcome back to another beta Minecraft video here on the Back to Beta server. Today guys, I have a super original idea. No one's ever thought of this before. I've got the most original idea you could ever possibly think of. And I've just made like a little room down here. We're gonna do... This is unheard of, alright? No one's ever done this before. We're gonna do a tier list of all of my Back to Beta videos. So this could be... Hang on.
Welcome to the boy Ryan's channel. We are back with another episode of Back to Beta. There's a spider on my roof. Interesting. This is going to be either a very interesting episode or a very fucking boring episode. Maybe.
Yeah, so this is going to be either a really interesting video or like a really, really boring video, but yeah, I guess we'll see. I guess we'll see. Now this is inspired by the boy Ryan. He did this a month ago or so, and I thought it was a good idea, but I'm going to do it slightly different to how he did. He just sort of sat here and talk about his videos. I'm thinking I want to go like through them because I have all my videos saved.
All right, guys, welcome back.
I want to go through them and actually like, you know, like skip through them and talk about them as they come, because unlike Ryan, I forget things. I forget things that happen. So I need to actually look at the videos to remember, especially the earlier ones that all kind of blend together. So yeah, it'll be a bit of a trip down memory lane. I'm pretty excited to kind of do this. Yeah, so this will be a good video just to kind of have in the background, I guess. And yeah, we're gonna tier list them, I guess. So yeah, we'll see how we go. So yeah, this will kind of be like a recap. If you haven't watched the whole series before, it's kind of probably an easy way to kind of catch up, I guess, on the highlights. And you know, if you've been here for a long time, relive some of the moments, some of the memories. Yeah, I think it'll be fun. So yeah, we're gonna start with episode 1. Now these are what I have them saved as, but I don't think what I have them saved as is exactly what the actual episode name is. I can't remember. I think this one's... Maybe it is called Welcome to Beta. I can't remember. But yeah, this is the first video in the series, and I really like this one, actually. This one's like kind of nostalgic in a way, which is kind of funny. This came out like 2 years ago, and it's kind of nostalgic.
Alright guys, welcome back to another...
First things first, the mic is worse. And it's going to be bad, like worse than my current mic for a long time, so get used to it.
Minecraft video, and welcome to the first episode of the Back to Beta server.
Yeah, that's pretty iconic, I think. That's pretty iconic. Now, we're going to skip ahead to probably the most iconic aspect of the first episode, which is this little circle here.
Is anyone...
And just looking at this is like, this gives me a bit of nostalgia, if I'm honest. Like, I remember this day so vividly because we had kind of been waiting maybe a month or two to actually get this thing up and running. So I'd spent a lot of time brewing in my head waiting for this to come around, and yeah, it was really exciting to finally get it going.
Anyone want to say some words? Oh, you want to say you got an egg? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
We did this at like in the evening. We did this in the evening. So I like stayed up later than I normally would, and I had to be up early in the morning as well. I think I can't remember. I think I had to be up early in the morning, and then I was only available like from lunchtime the next day. So by the time I came back the next day, it was like all built up and stuff. But so yeah, pretty crazy at the start how it was just me, Kelphone, Monster, the Pepper, Captain Cat, the last block, and yeah, Jaren. So 7 of us, I think. Only 7 of us, which is crazy. Very excited for Season 2. We've got a lot more people on the roster, so I think this situation in Season 2 is going to be a lot more fun.
Yeah. Oh man, I'm not gonna grab your stuff.
But yeah, this is just great to see. I love to see just these like very first moments of the server. Like these are literally the very first moments, you know, no idea what's to come next. Yeah, really cool. So yeah, we kind of just do all the first day stuff. We're all just collecting resources, chatting and stuff, introducing new people. The last block eventually gets on, and Jaren as well. So yeah, it was good. And at this point, I didn't really know anybody. Like, I'd spent maybe an hour in a call with with a few of them. I hadn't even talked, like, this was some of the first interactions I had with all of these people, so I didn't really know any of these people at all. So yeah, this is like our first interactions all together as a group, which was a lot of fun. I tried to pull a prank. I tried to pull a prank on Monster. I wanted to put TNT in water as he entered his house. And he said he was leaving to go on like a clay mining trip or something. and then he came back to his house like straight away and found it straight away. So I had to awkwardly like reset the trap for the next time he came back, so he kind of knew it was coming. And it was a bit of a failure. It didn't kill him. It didn't blow everything up, which was nice, but yeah, it was a bit of a failure. But yeah, I think this episode's pretty good. I think it's a very nice start to the series. I think it shows exactly what happened on those first couple of days. Like, this is exactly what the vibe was like. This is exactly what it was like. And it was, yeah, to me, I feel very nostalgic about this episode. I think it's very, very nice. So in terms of where to put it though, I don't know. I don't know, in terms of like entertainment value, it's not, it's not the most funny, it's not the most crazy video in the world. I think it's a B tier. I think it's a solid B tier. Nothing too crazy happens. It's just a very, very medium level episode. It's good to have on in the background. Nothing crazy. All right, now episode 2 is building a shop amid immortality. Now I do remember this episode. I went mining in the last episode for like hours and hours. I had like so many resources, so much redstone and stuff. So I went. I wanted to build like a redstone shop basically straight away, and at this point I was like getting pretty into like beta redstone, so I was very excited about it. And then yeah, the amid immortality is at some point during the video, Monster became immortal somehow, and we tried to recreate it, but we just could never recreate it ever. I've never seen it happen again, so it's kind of crazy. It's like this weird one-off thing that just randomly happened to him and never again. Yeah, there's also this build here, which I've literally never touched again. I liked it. I thought it was pretty cool, especially early days, but I've literally never touched it again, which is funny. Yeah, here's Monster being immortal. And we were trying to recreate it with like this boat. Yeah, it was like something about the way he died.
All right, come on.
Like as he drove into here, we lifted up the piston, he died. It was really strange. I didn't catch like his death. I think he has a video of it somewhere, but yeah, it was very strange. And he was immortal for a while, and then Pepper fixed it somehow. I guess this one also has like a spider farm. This one's a very practical episode. I think I built a transmutation machine as well, one of the very first on the server, and back when we didn't know about the like super simple way to do it.
Yeah,
Alright.
Pep me to blocks. Not sure if
yeah, here it is.
which
This
way
is
you're
like
facing, which way this
yeah, here it is. It's like a super convoluted way to do
machine
it.
is facing. Monster kind of figured that out. He spent a bit of time testing it at different rotations.
Yeah, so at this point I didn't really know anything about it. Like I'd only just learned about it, and yeah, hadn't really tested it as thoroughly as he had. It's like early days of like the kind of community, which is great. And yeah, and then we did the redstone shop, which is really cool. I only stocked it the one time, and then never again. But yeah, it was pretty cool. I think this episode is also like a B tier. It's yeah, very similar to episode 1. I think nothing out of the ordinary, nothing crazy. Some a cool build, some cool interactions, but yeah, nothing crazy in this episode. Okay, now we're in episode 3, and I really like episode 3, actually. Episode 3 is cool. Throughout the videos, like and I still like to do this, is as much as I can, I wanted to have like at least segments of interaction in the videos with like new members, new people, or people I hadn't talked to before, or people who hadn't been in my videos before. I wanted to have interactions. So this is like my first kind of major interaction with Kelphone, and he was doing like a I don't know, like business proposition thing, where like he wanted to own parts of your build or something like that, and everyone was going about it like their own ways. How they would like exploit him and stuff, and I came up with a pretty good way which I liked. But we also went to Monster's place for the first time, and Monster moved out like super early on. I mean, this is only episode 3. You can see the server is barely built up right now. Like this is where the shopping area is right now. It's barely built up, and Monster moved out like 1,000 blocks out or so, which at the time felt like years away. And yeah, so we had to travel through the Nether to get to him, and I think that contributed to maybe why Monster like lost motivation on the series maybe. But yeah, we went to him and threw like a bunch of crash labs on him, because in the last episode we had made the transmuter, and at that time there was no crash lab fix like there is now. We didn't have the name fix, which if you don't know, crash labs, they don't have a name, so if you hover over them in your inventory, they crash your game. So yeah, we basically came to Monster's place and threw a bunch of them on him.
Very attracted to Lapis, so moans.
So with the Killphone deal, basically he wanted to own like a block in our builds, and at this point I'd only made like my starter house, which was just this little like cobblestone and mossy cobblestone shack. I hadn't built any other home up until this point, and so I built this basement with this lapis block, because Killphone loves lapis, and I had fire underneath with a block on top, a wooden block that would just keep catching fire, and so we made this deal. And then he got to watch it. Now, this was the best. I was so happy with how this happened. There's a very specific moment which was just so good. So when I was testing this with the block, I basically like put the block down and wanted to see how long it would take, or whether it would even burn in the first place. So many times during my testing, it would catch on fire and then just burn out. So for a long time, I thought it would never burn. It would just catch on fire and then stop burning. And then finally it burnt out one time, and I was like, okay, it will burn eventually. So I still committed to the plan, and it took ages for it to burn out when I tested it. It took ages for the whole block to disappear, but when we were recording, just perfect timing, it managed to burn out, which was just fantastic. We came here and we signed all the terms of service, came back, the block was still here, because he wanted to check and make sure it was still there, and I was like, oh, surely it's gone by now. It'd be so funny if it was gone, and it was still here. I was like, oh man, it's not gone. The punchline hasn't hit.
No. I said it was burning. I didn't say it would, disappear from being burnt. See, it's burning right now, but that doesn't mean it's gonna disappear. Doesn't mean it's gonna disappear, alright?
Where'd it go? Where'd it go, BoxBlair?
Nowhere. Hey, can you just turn around for a sec?
Like, that is just perfect. Like, we literally came back, and it was still there. It kept burning and unburning, and I literally say it's not like it's gonna disappear from burning, and it just disappeared. Like, that is probably the most perfectly timed thing possible. Like, it was like it was scripted. It was crazy. So that was really great. I really like this episode, actually. I think this is a bit of a funnier one. I think it's better than this one. Now that I think about it, I don't know if it feels like it. Maybe it is an A tier video. There's a couple of shenanigans in there. Screw it. We'll put it in A. I'm not gonna think too much about this. I'm just gonna put it in whatever feels right, all right? And I think A tier feels good. All right, now we're on to episode 4, and I built another shop in this episode, which is crazy. I built the bakery, and I remember I built the bakery because I'd learned about the bread maker quite a while, but like a little bit before this. So I wanted to make like a lot of those technical things, and kind of especially because I had a lot of redstone. I wanted to do some of those cool technical things on the server and kind of show them off a bit. So yeah, I decided to build like a bakery, which was cool. But at the start of the video, I started with building a map, I think. Maps in beta suck really bad. I hate them so much. Because yeah, you don't align properly. You can barely see anything in here. But it was cool. I filled out the whole map, which at the time felt like it took ages. Like, this took forever. But obviously nowadays, like I redid this. I made a community post about it, and I redid this, and it felt like it took no time at all. So it's kind of funny your perspective. Oh damn! And this is the episode with the Calcino. This was the first, I think, appearance of the Calcino.
Calcino.
It is
Like
a
it.
casino.
And I think I helped Kelphone with the redstone.
Press the-
Yeah, okay. So I made the redstone for his casino, which is cool. It still works today. Very simple. You know, just press a button, shoots a dispenser. Press another button, shoots another one. So yeah, that was the introduction to the Calcino, which is cool. And I've still got my winnings. Kelphone still owes me a lot of stuff. I don't think this episode is overly interesting or anything. I think it's a very generic episode. There's a lot that happens though, actually, now that I think about it. But yeah, it's not the most exciting. I'm pretty monotone and underwhelmed throughout the whole thing, although the Calcino is pretty cool. The Kelphone interaction is pretty cool. I think it's another B tier. Okay, on to episode 5, Winning Big with Yeah Jaren. Now, I know this one already before I even start watching it. This one's, I'm pretty sure, me and Jaren just gamble at the
Actually, on the
Calcino for
Minecraft
ages.
episode,
I guess I never really talked about how Yeah Jaren even got on the server. If you don't know who Yeah Jaren is, he's got over 1 million subs. And he made a video on Beta Minecraft like a few weeks before Back to Beta was like slated to start. And we just threw out a Hail Mary, hey, do you want to join? And he said yes, and then actually joined and played for a while. Never made any content on the server, but you know, of course, that's the way the news goes. But he was super cool. He's super cool to hang out with. Very chill guy. And yeah, it was fun to have him on the server, especially these early days. And I did a video with him a while back, a bit after this, which is one of my favorite videos, which we'll get to in a bit. Yeah, so I guess this is just a video with me and Jaren, Kelphone, Monster was there. I think we were all just in a call, just hanging out, and yeah, I was recording it. That was kind of a lot of like the early days. We were just sitting in calls, you know, and recording, and when things happened, they became videos. So, oh damn, okay, and this is the first time we see the train station.
resources to it.
I did a live stream. Actually, I think I did a live stream and Monster did a live stream. I think a few of us did live streams where we were kind of building this as like a collaborative thing. This was like Monster pushed for us to kind of do a collaborative thing. And then we all sort of like, I remember I was building this and like Monster was standing there kind of guiding me to do it. I had an idea of what I wanted here, and then we kind of both worked together to kind of figure it out. And then we didn't really have a plan. This was like completely unplanned in the moment, building this, and that's why it sat so off to the side and like unused and like didn't work very well for such a long time. We ended up fixing it, which we'll see later, but yeah, for ages this was like terrible. All because we didn't plan it at all. But I love this build. I think it's been one of my favorites for a long time. So yeah, early days, these videos have like a lot of jumping around. There's a lot of different things we do, which is kind of cool, but usually now I stick to kind of like 1 or 2 things in videos, which I think helps kind of I don't know, keep the interest of the video going. I think that's another B tier. I think it's yeah, pretty similar to the rest. I swear there's going to be more than just B tier videos, guys. I swear I've made more than just generic videos. We'll get some more up and down ones for sure. Okay, but this is probably going to be another B tier video. I know I just said we're probably going to get some more not B tier videos, but this is another B tier video for sure. This is building a symbol of wealth. Now, obviously, after I'd done all my mining, like from the first episode, I was so rich. I think I was like at least 4 or 5 times richer than the next richest person on the server. I had so many diamonds, so many resources. I wanted to build something that like represented that, and I built this hourglass. Now, the symbolism behind the hourglass was that it was like kind of like, you know, a glass frame is very weak. You know, like having a glass structure is like quite weak. And, you know, it had these heavy materials on top. So it was kind of like, you know, you have all this money, but no foundation of like morals or whatever like that. That was kind of like the idea. I didn't really flesh out the idea that much. I wanted sand in here, and I wanted to kind of over time make it drip from the top to the bottom and eventually have this collapse. Like I wanted to get rid of all the glass and bring this down to the bottom. But I never ended up doing that because it would like at the time it just felt like so much work and I didn't have the time for that. But that was the idea behind this build. It never ended up coming that way, but I do like this video. It is quite funny, having all this wealth and flexing it all. Yeah, and this is the first appearance of Griffin as well. So it only took 6 episodes for us to add 2 new people. We added Griffin and Dialco, which was really cool. I was really excited that we were able to add new people to the server. I never even kind of thought about that, because at that time, you got to remember, like, I think I only had like 300 subs. I think the biggest beta Minecraft creator at the time, that was like a constant creator, was maybe the Last Block, who had maybe 2,000 subscribers, or maybe even less, maybe even 1,500 or something like that. I don't know. And I remember thinking that those guys were the big dogs, which is yeah, I still have mad respect for those guys. But yeah, it was really cool to kind of start seeing more, and like kind of, I guess, finding more people, because I guess my scope wasn't too huge. And as we kept making more episodes, people would start coming up and, get recommended to me and stuff like that. So I got to, start meeting a lot more people, which was really cool. Oh, god damn it. Okay, you know what? This is another B tier. This is another B tier. I think maybe all these videos are B tier. Now that I think about it. Okay, what was that? Episode 6? Yeah, episode 6. And it's got the introduction of Dialco and Griffin. It's got some interaction. These are all very, like, stock standard videos, There's a lot that happens, but nothing hugely memorable, maybe. Nothing hugely funny. I don't know. Maybe I'm misremembering some of these videos, but yeah. When we compare these videos to like the stuff that's to come, right, you'll understand why all of these are B tier. Now this is another video. Okay, this is a video that might step up into the A. All right, this is a video I need to look through it, but I think this is a video that might step up into A. This was one of my. So Pepper and I, we were the ones who started the server, and we'd interacted quite a bit. Pepper was probably the person I knew the best on the server at this point. But up until this point, I hadn't really made a video with them, and it was all because they pranked me. Monster and Dialco pranked me and vandalized my symbol of wealth, which is kind of exactly what I wanted. I wanted to provoke people with my status of wealth, try and flex on everybody. So Pepper and I, we made a bunch of paintings. We went to Monster and Dialco's place. And put all the paintings on there. Pretty low level prank, pretty tame. But it was a bit of fun. We had fun. All right, and this is definitely the highlight right here. This creeper kind of comes out of nowhere.
Like a stack on each. There's a creeper.
He blows up Dialco's house, and right. Remember, Dialco's like brand new to the server. He's like just built this beautiful house, and we're instantly pranking the guy. I think I'd only met him like one time up until this point, which is hilarious.
Vandalism was blowing up their place.
Alright, so episode 7, I think episode 7 can jump up to A. I think it's a pretty decent video. Alright, now on to episode 8. This is where we actually moved to the desert for the first time. Our desert base, which is pretty cool. I love that we actually get to see... That was something that I love about the whole series for me. Like, I really try and document as much as possible. Like, even if it's kind of small and insignificant, I like to try and document as much as possible to really show where we started, and you can kind of look through the whole journey and not be confused about how something got there, especially when it comes to my base. Now, this was the original, like, sand quarry. This is a huge desert. This is my whole, desert area. It's pretty cool to see it like this. Now, this is, like, where my base is. This is where I'm recording right now, right under here. And then my Pantheon's here and the stadium behind here. It's pretty cool to see. But yeah, this was like originally, where people were collecting sand. And then I ended up kicking everyone out of here, and we had to get another sand mining desert. Although I did say, for people who needed sand, help me mine this out. And I think a lot of people did, which was awesome. You'll notice this, floating thing here. Captain Cat had a crazy idea. He wanted to fill in a whole map, but in beta Minecraft, maps are like huge. They're so zoomed out. So once he realized how huge that was going to be, I think he gave up on that project pretty quick. But yeah, it was kind of just hanging around there. Now this is funny. Okay, this is very funny. This is a flower farm. I had no idea that you could just put bone meal in a dark room and make flowers go. So I built this whole flower farm before I knew that dark rooms existed, and I was so proud of it. I was like, okay, this is pretty cool.
For this specific need. Now, if I get some bone meal, I can even put.
I thought this was really cool.
Put it in here. Now, on a server, it's quite slow. What happened to my bone meal just then?
I built this because I was thinking I did something similar in my single player world as well. I built like a flower farm that was like a shifting flower farm, but then I obviously learned about how to do bud switching a lot better, and yeah, so I made this flower farm.
But yeah, pretty much you just hold right click and or tap right click
And yeah, obviously it's super slow, super slow and not very good. And then yeah, pretty much straight after this, like the next day, I think after building this, I learned about the dark rooms, which is hilarious. So yeah, I like this video. This is a pretty funny video. I think this is a good one. It's not your typical A tier video, but I think it's an A tier for me. You know, I think it really shows where the base started, and yeah, I guess, yeah, there's some funny moments in there for me personally, I think. Alright, now we're on to episode 9, and I remember this video got more views than I typically got for some reason. I feel like maybe it was the title, I don't know. But it got more views than I typically would get, which I thought was really cool at the time. This video is pretty uninteresting. I don't really care for this video too much. I build a mob farm. I do a little bit of progress, you know, bit of blowing up TNT and stuff. And yeah, do some more mining out. Nothing too interesting. It's, you know, pretty boring, pretty mundane. I have nothing too interesting to say about this one. I think this is probably our first C tier. It's not bad. You know, it's pretty uneventful. Nothing really happens. But you know, it's not good either. It's just yeah, I don't know. Boring, I would say. All right, what's next? Episode 10. What's episode 10? Yeah, okay. So I think these three episodes are like pretty uninteresting. Oh, and here we go. Monster again moved super far out with Dialco and the last block maybe. And they built this like Japanese area, which is pretty cool actually. But it was super far out. I think they found these like really cool mountains. And yeah, just built super far out, which was really cool. It was cool to see. And yeah, this is the first appearance of of the Japanese area, which we come back to in full force later in a definite S tier video, but we'll see that. But yeah, there's some funny moments, you know, some good interaction, a bit more base progress, nothing crazy. I mean, what is crazy is how much work I got done in such a short amount of time. I did so much mining. And this was like mostly with iron pickaxes at the time, which was pretty insane. But yeah, I think another pretty underwhelming one. I'd put this again in probably C tier. All right, now this is episode 11, and this one is a special video. Ryan said it in his video as well. This one is a pretty special video, I would say, because it is actually our first time interacting properly on the server. He said that we had been in a call with Captain Cat together one time before this, but I don't really recall that all too well. Probably did happen, but I don't really remember. I do remember this, though. I remember very distinctly this first day, meeting Ryan, meeting Hello World, hanging out with the last block. Yeah, it was pretty cool. That was pretty funny. I think we all interacted pretty well here, actually. I think it all came together pretty well. And we had some good interactions here, which is pretty cool. Yeah, okay, Ryan and I definitely hit it off really well from the start, I think. I think we both think very similarly, and we're very much on the same wavelength. Even obviously now we still are very much on the same wavelength when it came to like the server, what it was about, and you know how we wanted to go about creating content and stuff. And then there's this Hello World prank. I wanted to do this from the start. Basically, when you log in to the server, if there's no blocks underneath you, you float in the air, but you still build up momentum. So he logged out and logged back in, and while he was, you know, typing in his password and stuff, he was building up momentum and just fell and died, which was good. So I like this video. This is a good video. I keep doing that. I'd put this one in A tier. I think this is a worthwhile watch. I like this one a lot. By the way, I forgot to mention that I have got 90 episodes of Back to Beta, which is insane. 90 episodes is insane. So yeah, we've got a lot to go through here, and that's why I'm kind of bunching them up like this, because I don't have 90 spots on the board. Alright, but now we move on to one of the earliest pranks, like with me and Ryan. This is the beginning of like Ryan and my pranking kind of, I guess, saga, I guess. And this is the parrot pranking. So basically Ryan and I designed these parrots because I'd come to this is Captain Cat's base, and he made like this pirate cove. He wanted to make this pirate cove in here, and I'm like, okay, well, there's got to be parrots. You know, it's a pirate cove. So I designed these parrots to put around his base and have them like basically pooping on the base. And at this time, like I didn't have a whole lot of wool, so it was a bit of a stretch to get it. But yeah, me and Ryan came here and yeah, built these parrots, and I really struggled to build my own parrots from my screenshots that I'd literally built myself. And he managed to build like 2 parrots in the time I could build one, which was pretty funny. But yeah, this is a really good prank. I really love this this video, and this is like a good, you know, introduction to me and Ryan, you know, getting around and pranking people and stuff. And it's a good interactive video, I think. So yeah, this is definitely an S tier video. What is it? Episode 12. This is definitely an S tier video. Should definitely watch this one. It's a good classic fun prank, I think. What did Brian say about this video?
I think this is a really good video. This is the start of the very short-lived prank wars on the server, mainly because me and BoxBlair were the ones doing the pranking, and we were also the only ones playing. So
that is true. That is true. That is so true. It was short-lived, and we were the only ones on the server at the time. Alright, and episode 13 is a pretty chill one. This one's like, I actually really like this one. This is maybe one of the first videos that I actually had a sole focus of the video. I mean, I kind of did the video before, but this one's like a very much a sole focus and taking people really through my thought process and I guess building of this clock tower. So this is in the last blocks area, and he asked me if I could do some redstone for this clock tower, and to this day, it still runs. It's basically a 5-minute timer, which activates the pistons to push out at sort of like 6:15 or, you know, 3:30, and then switch again to like 12:45/9 o'clock. But yeah, basically every 5 minutes it switches, and yeah, this was the end result. Pretty cool video, I think. Pretty chill. I actually think it's quite insightful as well, which a lot of my videos aren't. So for that, I actually think it belongs in A. I quite like this video, and I seem to remember a lot of people agreeing with that, because I think it kind of got a lot more views than I normally would get. So at the time, so yeah, I was pretty happy with that video. Okay, next, episode 14. It's crazy how early in the whole series this is. Episode 14, it feels like this happened later, and it feels like Ryan and stuff were added later, Hello World and that were added later than they actually were, which is so interesting. They really have kind of been here for most of the server's life. But yeah, this is obviously easily an S tier. This is the boat prank. This is Botenheimer. I can't remember whose idea it was. I feel like Ryan maybe designed a little bomb, like a tiny bomb that we used inside, or no, at the bottom of the plane as it was falling. And then I had the idea to basically fill it with boats. Because that was like I knew about, and I knew Ryan didn't. We talked about it, and yeah, I was like, this will be a great idea to just fill it with boats and have a boat explosion, which would be really funny. You'll notice in the intro of this video, actually a lot of people didn't notice, the grass, like the leaves and the grass are all weird, because I updated this. I didn't know how to like record in like you know, like a free cam or anything. I didn't know about it, any free cam mods or anything like that at the time. Didn't really know how to mod properly or anything like that. But this was after the prank was done. You can still see a boat here. This was after the prank was done. I broke the bombs and all the boats and stuff, and then I recorded this in like a newer version of Minecraft, which is funny. We fill it up with a shitload of boats, and it gets to the point where we're literally lagging out the wazoo. Like, we literally cannot even move properly. And then Ryan places the wrong block here, and I just didn't even think. Where is it? Oh, here it is. I had the yellow wool. I literally was trying to say, hey, like, move out of the way.
Yeah. You saw it all happen live. No. Oh.
And then he placed this block, and that was the killer. I just had to remove it, and I didn't think about it.
Such a silly goose. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no!
Yeah, 2 S tier videos. The S tier videos are the ones you gotta watch. All right, those ones are like 100% gotta watch if you're gonna watch any videos of this series. All right, now after this we've got episode 15, which is back to beta, which I think I was like away between these episodes, so there was like a little bit of a break, longer than usual, so I thought that was a funny title. And then I think the next episode is back to back to beta, which is kind of funny. But yeah, this episode I think is a little less interesting. I think there's a bit of fun interaction that I don't think is on anyone else's channel. But yeah, we do a little more building here, and then we start building the Friendship Castle, which is another project that is similar to the train station, except the Friendship Castle kind of never really got properly finished. I don't think we've tried to go back to it again, but never really got properly finished. It's basically a collaborative project that we all kind of work on at the same time with no plan, and it's a bit of fun. It's a fun idea. But they never seem to end up finishing. You know, we all worked on it for like a day, and then nobody ever came back to it, sort of thing. So I think it's a pretty decent video. I think, you know, nothing wrong with it or anything. But yeah, nothing too crazy about it. I think I'm gonna put it in the B tier. Yeah, back to beta. That's episode 16. Oh, this is when Mount Betamore was being added. Okay, this is pretty cool. Yeah. So funny enough, actually, I had written in my notebook to do a Mount Rushmore, and then Ryan was added to the server and basically straight away got to work on this independently. He had the same idea, which is pretty cool, and I think he did it way better than I would have done, so I'm really glad I didn't do it because he did it so much better. Oh my god. Okay, wait, this is the episode where we go glowstone hunting. Okay, this is a pretty funny video.
Can he die right now? Oh my god, it exploded right in front of me.
I guess the majority of this video is actually us going glowstone hunting, which is kind of funny, and I'm pretty sure I just die at the end and lose all of the glowstone, which is very underwhelming. Very underwhelming end to the video. I think this is okay, nothing crazy. And then, yeah, we do a little more work on here. I don't know, I don't think this video is too interesting now I think about it. So it's probably like a C tier video, I would say. Okay, next up is episode 17, which is Protecting the Book. This starts off with a really funny segment of like a drug deal, and this is what you guys are seeing at the start of the video. This is like a drug deal that Ryan and I pulled off. I wouldn't say I'm like the most quick-witted. I think I'm better now, but back then especially, I wasn't the most quick-witted with being like improvising and was acting. But I think it was still funny. I think it still worked out.
Of the blue stuff, alright.
I think it still works out. It's pretty funny. It's a good interaction. So basically, the story behind the book is Ryan needed lapis, and I don't remember what for, but Ryan needed lapis, and basically I was like, okay, look. He was like, oh, what do you want for it? I'll just give you some stuff. Like, we'll trade for it, basically. And I was like, oh, look, what if you give me a book, and like say that it's something really important, and I'll give you the lapis, right? And at the time, we had no plan. I had no plan for what this book was. And also at the time, Kelphone had been away for ages. Like, he had been MIA. We hadn't heard from him. He had been away for, like, months. But yeah, basically, yeah, asked Ryan to give me a book. And I was like, we'll figure out what it means later. And basically, like, the next day... Actually, I think by the end of this video... we found out Kelphone wanted to like kind of come back, and then we started coordinating. Well, Kelphone came back, and we started coordinating with Kelphone to like do like a resurrection return, basically. And that's what this whole video is about. Basically, is making a secret vault for the book and hiding it away. Yeah, I think this is a good video. I like this one. I think this is an A tier, if I'm honest. I like that video. All right, and here we have episode 18, which is Mysterious Pyramid. This one is the first Halloween on Back to Beta, and Ryan and I wanted to do something fun, and I built this pyramid, which is the Shadow of Israfel pyramid from like the early days of the Shadow of Israfel series. And collecting this gold early days was such a pain in the ass, and Ryan didn't help me at all with this. He didn't help me at all. I think he was away, or I don't know, doing other stuff, I can't remember. But now this is really funny. So we did actually make this a little more complicated, where
can't see
the ground goes like up and down, which is really cool. It's a good video, but yeah, you wouldn't miss it, that's for sure. Now, in terms of where to put it, I don't know, I guess probably just a B tier. Alright, this next one is another base building focused one, where I show off the, what is this, pavilion thing? I can't remember what it's called. I forget all the time. I show it off a bit, sort of building that I did in between episodes. But yeah, I think this is just base building. Pretty cool. I mean, it shows off like a bit of the concept and the idea of what I wanted to do. Some things I didn't actually complete, but it's pretty cool to see the base like not even built up at all. No trees and stuff here. Yeah, seeing where everything is. Oh, this was cool actually. It had a little spoiler at the end for the next video. So I'd say it's pretty generic. Probably another B tier. Nothing too special or crazy. All right, and now we get to another, in my opinion, S tier video. This is the resurrection. I'm very proud of this video. This video frustrated me to no end editing, but I do think the end result is probably one of the most epic things that has happened in the whole series. I was really happy with how it turned out, and the whole adventure as well. The editing and stuff was so good. I got Ryan to help me a lot with this, and there's like this whole segment where I travel across the world to go find the wizard. Literally, I'm pretty sure Ryan logged into my account, I logged into his, and then we filmed each other. Like I filmed him walking around, I think. We had this funny as interaction with with Thread, which was Ryan doing a voice.
Hello.
Once again, my improv not amazing, but I think it still worked out pretty funny. I think it was pretty good. Finally, we got a whole bunch of people on. We got some of these. We got Notch and Deadmau5 on, which is hilarious. They're just like offline accounts. You can do that in beta, which is kind of funny. But yeah, we had this, and then yeah, probably the most epic thing that has ever happened on the series and like of my series is what comes up here.
I'll steal your.
Which I did with like the music, and then I had these, which was this whole this whole like speech that the book was supposed to have inside it, and I did this really cool this speech here. And this was inspired by Kelphone. He sent me a message. He was like, "Oh, you know, when you summon me, say like this incantation, basically." And I was like, "What if I gave like a whole speech?"
Our lost comrade.
And what's so good about this sequence, something that makes this sequence so good, it makes me laugh every single time, are the guys in the chat down here are just yapping. And they're just saying the funniest stuff. It's so good. And while I'm saying this whole serious thing, they're all just saying dumb shit. And one of my favorite things is, you'll see in a second, I say like, you know, call upon those who, you know, are above the realm of comprehension. And Pepper goes, I'm below the realm of comprehension, something like that. It's so good.
I ask you, those who linger above the realm of comprehension, with your divine powers derived from the genesis of life,
perfect timing.
Upon the mythic block from which he may rise, reincarnate the one known as Kelphone.
I just love the epic music is perfectly timed with Pepper saying, I linger below the realm of comprehension, and then Kelphone arriving, which is so funny. This to me is an S tier video. I love this video. This is, really good video. One of the most epic ones for sure. So, alright, now episode 21, building the grandstands. This one is, I think this one's pretty impressive for the time. As you can see, I mined out the whole desert. Look how flat that is. It's crazy. And it also led to a live stream after the fact where we built this like circular back end here. Oops. Which was a very funny stream. I'd put it in B tier. It's a B tier. The same cannot be said for this next video. Some of you might know this one. For me, I called it snow biome hunting. I'm pretty sure Ryan just called it animal blowjobs. This is the infamous animal blowjobs video. This is technically Christmas episode 1. If you were to put like the Christmas episodes back to back, this would be like the first Christmas episode, I would say, because this is us actually going out and trying to find a suitable area for Christmas building. And yeah, I don't think there's only two times that I've laughed as hard as I have in this video, and it's one is in this video, and the other time is another time with Ryan where we were watching some other guy's video, which is hilarious. But I just cry. I was laughing this video. It is so funny. Just the conversation is just ridiculous. I think Ryan has it more uncut than I do, but yeah, just as we go, I think most of it is actually pretty boring until we get to sort of here. This is the mountain that caused the conversation to start.
So I think if someone had to rank like the best animal to give you a blowjob, the rhino would be the worst.
That is where the conversation starts, and the rest of the video is basically us talking, and I'm pretty sure right about here I just start cry laughing. Literally cry laughing here, which is hilarious. But yeah, this is a great video. I think this is very funny. Really good interaction with me and Ryan. I think this is an S tier video. I think it's too funny not to be an S tier video, I think. Next we have free real estate. Yeah, free real estate. This one's basically just Ryan taking me on a tour of the mansion he built. And from my perspective, this is just a pretty generic tour. I wouldn't say this is the greatest video. What makes this video better is if you watch Ryan's perspective, because Ryan spliced together 3 different world tours. His version of this is by far one of the best videos. It's an S tier for sure. My version is not too interesting, I would say. Cool build though, cool build to walk around and see. But yeah, in terms of like a video standpoint, I don't think it's too entertaining. I actually would put it in C tier. I actually don't. I'm not too fond of this video, if I'm honest. I don't know if it's just my interaction. I don't know what it is about me, but I'm not. Yeah, I don't like this video too much. Okay, this next one, episode 24, making pathways. This one's okay. This one's showing like the very starting plans of what eventually became the desert village, which I really love that I actually get to come back and see this, because it's cool to see first of all where it started, and then also like having the plans already in place, like knowing how it turned out now. It turned out like 10 times better than I had in my head. I don't know, not particularly funny or anything like that, but it's pretty cool to see where things started on the server, which is cool. So yeah, I don't know, pretty underwhelming video. I think I'll put it in a C tier as well. Yeah, probably a C tier. It's not too interesting. I don't know. It's not too interesting. All right, next video is building a train in Beta Minecraft, which I love this video. This is a much better video. Episode 25, much better. This is Christmas, alright? This is the official first Christmas video. I love that it references the edible blowjobs right at the start.
To give you a blowjob, the rhino would be the worst.
It's so good. And yeah, we come through to the Christmas area. And yeah, when I came into this area, I had a pretty cool idea, because obviously trains are very much like a you know, Christmassy thing. You build a train around a tree, it goes around a tree and stuff. And then obviously like the Polar Express was on the mind and stuff like that. So I really wanted to build a train. I'd never built like a vehicle like this in Beta Minecraft. At the time, I just learned about, or recently had learned about, creating headless pistons, which as soon as I sort of learned about those, I was like, it all came together perfectly. You know, I want to make a train. I've got headless pistons. I want to make this train with headless pistons to create a really unique rounded shape for the train. And I think this video is actually pretty good. Like, it shows my struggle figuring out how these work, because I didn't want to like straight up learn how they worked and memorize how they worked. I wanted to actually show the struggle a bit more on camera and stuff. And yeah, and show it in real time, show the failures. There's a bit of failures, which I think are very funny. And then I think the end result of the train is just so cool. I really love this train. I think it looks really good. From a distance, it looks really good. And yeah, later on, you know, the next year we added the carriages and stuff, which just really pulled it all together. But yeah, and then after that train, I basically spent the next like 3 days straight with Ryan pistoning ice. This project is by far the worst, like, emotional and mentally speaking project I've ever worked on in Minecraft. This really challenged me, and I know it really challenged Ryan as well. He had to take a break after this. This was cooked. Just getting all the intricate details in, and just constantly having to piston things in the right spot, making sure it's in the right place. Now, the reason we didn't just like sculpt it is because we had snow on the inside as well, so to give it actually a bit of shape. Otherwise, you could just see right through it. So yeah, I really like this video. I actually think this is another S tier. I'd watch this video again. I think this is one of the better ones. So yeah, I'm just gonna put it in S tier. I'm not even gonna think twice about it. I think it's one of the better ones. And then right after Christmas, so I was away until like the new year, I think. And then this was like the first thing I did in the new year, but I was super sick. So I was like yeah, I wasn't talking too much, and we were all just hanging out in call quietly. And then we were in Jaren's build. This is like the like Hanging Gardens of Babylon he built, and we just randomly started playing checkers, which was a bit of fun. It was a pretty like very chill video to make, as I was like super sick, and there was just a lot of us, so it was a fun, yeah, definitely a fun little interactive thing to do. There was a funny moment. There's a funny moment in there with like Ryan blowing us all up. I'd put this in maybe like a B tier. It was a good video, pretty unedited. All right, now in terms of projects that were like the least fun to work on the server, the Spleef Arena was probably one of my least favorite. This is episode 27, starting the first minigame, and this is me just like building the Spleef Arena. I think the video itself, the video construction is pretty decent. In my head, I just did not enjoy working on this project. Things weren't working, and I didn't plan them out well enough, which frustrated me in the end, purely because it pisses me off. This is going to be my first F tier. I don't like this video. I think the editing is fine, but just when I think about this video, I think, oh, that was so frustrating. So that's going in F. I don't like that video. All right, this next one though is one that I like a lot, and this is the Connect 4 video. This is just me building Connect 4 and playing it a bunch. This one's a very low-key, very chill kind of video. Nothing much funny happens. It's just me and Pepper playing Connect 4. I'd put it in C tier. It's not overly interesting. It's a bit of fun, but it's not overly interesting. All right, now this one, on the other hand, is us actually finishing and playing the Spleef Arena, which is fun. Again, this video had some frustrating moments, like this sort of thing, where I was trying to use the minecarts and stuff. Some things still weren't working, and I was a bit frustrated with this stuff not working out. But the payoff in the end was pretty big. I think the whole lagginess of the situation with all the snowballs, I didn't even consider the snowballs to be a problem, and then we just ended up with so many, because usually Spleef Arenas, you know, in beta only have like one layer to them. And then, yeah, I had 3, so obviously all the snowballs were catching. No one was at the bottom to collect them. It was a bit of a shit show, but it was a lot of fun, and we had quite a few people play. I think it's a solid B. It's like a low A, high B, I think, maybe. Okay, and this next video is Galileo's house. I really like this video. This video was, I've basically been watching how Ryan made his videos, how he kind of took people through like the whole building process, and that's something I really struggle with. It's really hard actually to do that, so it's really respectable when people can do that. And even Ryan has sort of said it's difficult, and it takes a lot more effort to do rather than just sitting and building and then showing it off after the fact, which is what I tend to do most of the time, because it's a lot easier to get your thoughts out properly and build adequately when you do it separately. But I am pretty proud of how I made this video work, you know, both building and talking at the same time. And I think the reason it worked so well is because I had such a clear vision in my head for what I wanted this room to be, and that just informed the rest of the build so well. I really like this video. I think this is a pretty solid building video. Would I put it in A or B? I'm gonna put it in A. It was a bit of effort, all right. It was a bit of effort, and I'm proud of how it turned out. So I'm gonna put it in A. We're 1/3 the way, by the way. We're only 1/3 the way. This is gonna be the longest video of all time. All right, episode 31, starting the village markets. Now, I think I just built a lot of stuff between episodes and then started showing it off. I think that was what I did. And I like these builds. These are cool builds, but I think I just show them off. Okay, but this is also me talking about doing the murals, I think. But yeah, this video is pretty underwhelming, I think. I mean, some pretty cool builds, but pretty boring as far as videos go, so probably a C tier. Alright, but this next episode, building your murals, I was really proud of this idea, actually. Basically, as a way to get viewer interaction and viewer involvement in the server. I wanted to basically have people build murals that I could make here in on the server. You know, give people. I want to do it each episode, basically. The start or the end of each episode is basically what I wanted to do. And I thought it was a really good idea, and it was a good way to showcase kind of what some people have built. So yeah, I like this video. I mean, again, it's nothing too crazy, but I really love the idea of building, you know, murals that that other people had built. You know, these weren't designed by me; they were designed by other people. I did design 2 later on down the line, but the rest were all built by other people, which just makes my area feel so much cooler. So yeah, I do like this video. This is a nice video. I think I'm gonna put it in B tier. It's a nice solid video. Okay, next we have the Bow PvP Arena, which is another one of those projects that kind of frustrated me a little bit. I think as I've gone on, it's gotten a bit better. I think it frustrated me because I maybe didn't have the resources I wanted to do it as cleanly as I wanted. I like the way the map turned out. I think I got help with DocSpot, I think, build this. And then, yeah, we sort of made it all decorative and stuff. I spent a lot of time working out, like, kind of places that you could sit and you know, advantage points and stuff, really making the game balanced. Doesn't work as well as I'd hoped, but I think it's a pretty cool project. And I play tested it with DocSpot, I think. Maybe that was something that was frustrating about it, is I did the building of this, but then I didn't have a satisfying ending where I actually play tested it. But the build itself is pretty cool, I think. I'm gonna put it in B tier. I think I explain it well. I put a lot of thought and effort into it. I think, I don't know, it's probably a B tier, maybe a C tier. I don't know. I'm just gonna put it in B for now. Okay, this episode is kind of a joke episode. This whole next episode's kind of a joke episode. This is Gone Fishing, and I'm pretty sure this whole episode is just me and Ryan talking while fishing. Have you ever watched, like, a TV show, and in the TV show there's, like, an episode that the characters just do nothing, but it's all just dialogue? That's what this episode is, I feel like. Like, if you think of, like, Breaking Bad, there's that episode with the fly that's inside the, you know, the room where they cook. That's like this. I feel like we just spend the whole time just fishing and mucking around, and we figure out, like, some stupid glitches and stuff. Yeah, it's just a silly little video, but I like it. I think it's a fun little random video. Nothing, yeah, probably, you know, it can't be better than a lot of these, but I actually think it's a B tier. I actually like this video better than the previous one, so I'm actually going to bump the previous one down. So it's going to be episode 34, and then, okay, alright, and in this video, we do the bow PvP. And actually, there's some progress. Ryan did some building here, and I think I showcased that pretty well. And then, oh, this is where I add the dispensers and things to make the game actually quite interesting. I do want to play this again. I don't think it's actually been played properly. I want more people, but I want to play it again. I think this is a good video, though. I think it's well made. I enjoy this video. Would I put it in A tier? What other videos have I put in A tier? Let's put it in A tier. Why not? Let's put it in A tier. I like this video. All right, expansions to the village. This has got a pretty good intro. I can't remember if it was, like, during the day or if it was at night. I feel like I was, like, delusional while I was recording this. Okay, there's some cool builds and some cool lore in this video, actually. This is a pretty decent video and a pretty funny start, and then also a pretty funny mural as well. Actually, a couple of murals here. This one's an awesome mural here, but this one's pretty funny as well. So yeah, this is a pretty good video, actually. This is better than I expected. I remembered. So this actually might be an A tier video as well. I quite like this video. It's kind of funny. There's a bit of lore drop in there, like, of the area, and some funny interaction. I quite like this one. Okay, so we're like a few days later now because I had to stop recording because it was taking such a long time. I edited the first half, and oh my god, it's already an hour in, and we're not even, you know, 1/3 the way through. So we're gonna have to start pumping these out a little faster, I think. But yeah, this is episode 37. This is a pretty good episode. This one, I think, has a couple of shenanigans in it. We do start the farming area at our base, and we do the sugarcane farm. I think this is, like, a pretty good video in, like, showing what, I guess, like the step-by-step of what I did to make the sugarcane farm, and there's also this pretty funny segment of me pushing ice, and DocSpot arrives, and we have a laugh about it. So yeah, I like this video. This is a good video. It's quite informative, I think, and we actually build upon this in the next video, I'm pretty sure. So this is 37, and I think this could be like a... Screw it, it's A tier. Let's put an A tier. Alright, next up we have 38, which is new recruits. And this one, I do some more of this, which I quite like this. Building this redstone machine here. It's quite a fun way to kind of get the sugarcane up. And it was kind of like a fun idea, you know, to kind of have each farm have their own gimmick. And this was the original idea. And this is when, I'm pretty sure mine and Deadly Dirt Block were added. Did we add anybody else at this time? Maybe, I think we added, this was like our biggest additions. We added Egg Thing as well, maybe? Oh no, Gradiology as well. I think we added a few people. So yeah, I feel like there's some interaction here. I think it was a good video just to like show everyone what they were doing, but I wouldn't say it was crazy interesting or unique in any way. So I'm going to put it in maybe like a, I don't know, maybe a B tier. It could be a B tier.
Where's BoxBlair?
Okay, this next one, episode 39, this is an S tier. I like this video a lot. Because we added Gory to the server, and he basically flattened out this massive area, got rid of a whole bunch of trees and stuff. And the video starts off pretty strong with us messing around with trying to get into the pool and stuff, doing a bit more mural work, which is cool. And then, oh, Hello World Builder's boat. Yeah, this is a pretty top tier video. We find mine in his secret place, and yeah, then we go prank Gory by placing flowers everywhere, and it just goes so horribly wrong. We lag the server so bad, but yeah, it was a lot of fun to do this. And I look back at this video, and this is actually one of my favorite pranks. It was one of my favorite to record. I was just in a really good mood, I feel like. So yeah, I really enjoyed this one, and I feel like it just came out pretty entertaining. So this one to me is I muted. This one to me is definitely an S tier, for sure. You'll notice that pretty much all of like the prank videos are on the S tier list, I'd say. They're just the most fun. Okay, episode 40 is called Cactus Farming, and we start the video by building just a cactus farm. Nothing too crazy interesting. There's some funny moments, some funny jokes, I would say. And then we come on to build a whole bunch of the new people onto the Mount Beta more. And there's a really funny moment that I like in this video. Yeah, here it is. Okay, this is where I started using wood. It's like the only it's the only block I had in mass. Everything I had was like flammable. And Deadly Dirt Block just starts flaming me for it.
What are you doing with wood?
I don't have
You're
any
just making everything work. Yeah, but, okay, why bother? If you only have wood, why are you doing anything at all? Why do you only have wood on you anyway? Do you not carry dirt on you like a sensible person?
That's like one of my favorite crash outs from Deadly Dirt Block. It's so good. Yeah, I like this video. This is a funny video, and the detailing turns out really cool. Yeah, this is a good video. I think we did a great job, and it's just an iconic monument that we worked on here. So I reckon this is an A tier. This is a solid A tier video, I would say. Alright, and next we have episode 41, Building Custom Trees. And this episode starts with me breaking the bedrock ceiling, because I couldn't count the amount of times people had got stuck on the ceiling and needed me to teleport them back down. So this way, there was a way down. And then we also do some tree building, and I was really proud of these trees at the time. I had never really done a whole lot of tree building in my time. And yeah, I spent a lot of time on these, and I went through the whole process on camera, which I was very proud of. And I think they turned out pretty good. And I made quite a few of them as well, which I think was pretty cool. And we continue this in the next video as well and make them even better after some people suggest I guess some how to do it better. I think this video and the next one are very similar. I don't think... Oh, mine made his shop. I talk about mine, and yeah, here's the second set of trees. I guess I built them off camera and then talk about them. And there was some pretty cool stuff like this swinging chair and stuff with the piston heads and things. I think this was pretty cool. I really like this pathway with the till dirt. This arrow, mysteriously, still here. Like, just got shot by a skeleton one day and just could never leave. So yeah, that's a pretty cool arrow. So yeah, I think both of these videos are pretty good. What is it? 41 and 42. I think they're basically one video in my head. So I'm gonna put them both in A. I think they both are pretty good videos. Okay, and the next episode is episode 43, update suppression and wheat farming. And this starts off with a pretty funny segment. First of all, everyone is dressed up like me, obviously not mine, but Docspot and Ryan both have my skin, but one of them's black and one of them's Asian, which is kind of funny. And then we come into here and there's all these dogs,
Right.
and they're all my dogs. And we just kept filling this area with dogs, which is funny. It's like me and Ryan were doing secretly for ages, which was pretty funny. And then from there, oh, we do some update suppression on our portal. This was I guess the beginning of update suppression for my channel, I think. Maybe I talked about it earlier. But yeah, we make the half portal thanks to Deadly Dirt Block, and then do a little bit of wheat farming, I guess, with some more what is this? Invisible blocks. So I think this is a pretty cool video. This is a very like insightful video as well, I think. And I was pretty happy with the end result of this farm, and it still works really well. I like the popcorn effect as well that it has. So I really like this video as well. I actually think this is an A tier video as well. I really like this video. We're on quite a good streak here. 41, 40, 41, 42, and 43, all in A tier. Some W videos. Okay, now this video, episode 44, teaching Jaren glitches in beta Minecraft. Now this is, I think, an S tier video. I quite like this video. I was very happy with the order of events that happened. I go through and I show Jaren all the different glitches you can do in beta Minecraft. Now, since this video, there's a lot of things I've learned, and I'm way more comfortable with a lot of these glitches. So there's a lot of things I would have changed and shown differently in this video. But that being said, I think for the time, it was a pretty good, and for my knowledge, it was a pretty good video, and I really liked the way it turned out. And yeah, there were some pretty funny moments, and even the editing was pretty good. There was a lot of like moments where I had to cut around certain things, and I think it worked out pretty good. And just, yeah, Jaren's reaction to everything is pretty funny, and yeah, there's some pretty fun glitches in here. And it's just quite a good showcase of a lot of, I guess, the things you can do with glitches in beta. So I really like this video. This is an S tier video to me. All right, and this is episode 45, a little catch up. Now this one is, I think I was away for a couple of weeks, and basically I got back on the server and needed to check out all the things that have been done. Mine built his Colossus of Back to Beta statue here at my base, and then I'd also done a bit of building and things off camera, I guess, before I hit record. Not an amazing video, I would say, just a catch-up video. I don't think it was particularly interesting or funny or anything like that. I'm gonna put it in C tier. I don't think it's too crazy. That being said, I think it did actually get a lot more views than normal at the time, which was interesting. All right, this is episode 46, farms complete. And this is an F tier video. I don't like this video at all. This sucks. I do the mushroom farm. I finish off the mushroom farm. Still probably the most janky of all the finishes, I guess, the gimmicks of each of the farms. And then we come through and we build the King of the Ladder, which was probably the least thought out, least interesting of all the games. Still something I've fixed up now, and I think it's a bit more interesting now. But yeah, this is a pretty bad video. Not happy with this video. All right, and on a bit of a stinker streak, I guess, episode 47, a Minecraft world isn't complete without a giant hole. I just dig a giant hole underneath the ladder minigame, and I kind of left it unfinished. I wanted to do this design on the walls and stuff, but it's pretty much still just looks like this, which, I don't know, it's fine enough, I guess. Yeah, pretty much just stayed looking like this. I did build the, I guess, automatic system to get crash slabs, which is here, which I have actually improved since this video. I think it's a pretty terrible design now. It's basically, like, this is basically running on a clock, whereas now it's, every time I make one, it does a sequence, which is way better. So, yeah, bit of a stinker video as well. I'm not the biggest fan of this one. I think this is another F tier. We got 2 stinkers in a row. I guess I was in a bit of a, I think, creative slump at this point. I'm not sure why. After some bangers, I guess, you know, you gotta come back down and get humbled at some point. All right, but we do start coming back up with episode 48. First things first, we start with a bit of a cinematic intro, which was the beginning of the cinematic intros, I guess. And I started to show, I guess, around some of the stuff I'd built in the village area. And some of these houses I'm really proud of. Some of these builds I'm really proud of. I think they're really cool, especially this one. You know, this view. It did end up getting ruined, but I think it was very cool. And then I think I do a little more building as well later in the video. Right here, yes, this. So I went to Colombia, and in Colombia they had a lot of these like kind of slum housing and condensed housing and stuff, and that really inspired this village and the way it kind of shaped and turned out. So this is the beginning of some of the cooler builds in the area, and I guess some of the lore associated with the area. So I quite like this video, and it really does tie a lot of the lore of the area together. Not the most, I guess, eventful. I don't think anybody features in it, no other players, but I still think it's an A tier video. It's a pretty good video. Okay, this one is episode 49, which is Armor Removal Connect 4, Gone Wrong, Got Explosive, which is Strip Connect 4 with the boy Ryan, which is pretty funny. And there is one really funny moment where a creeper blows us up, which is pretty funny, at like a perfect moment. And I think I win overall. But yeah, this is pretty fun. Very chill, very low key kind of episode. But I think it's a fun bit of interaction with Ryan. I think it's a B tier. Nothing too terrible. I think it's a B tier. All right, and episode 50, No More Nether Travel. This was a great video, I think. I really like this video, and it really inspired. Actually, this one, episode 50 and episode 51, both inspired the work for the you know, connecting the server with the railways and the train station. And I think I really documented what I wanted to do and the progress that we made in changing up this this train station to be not just like kind of a bit more functional and a bit more practical, but also quite a beautiful, cool looking place. And yeah, so this episode 50, and then episode 51. Oh, we also got a charge creeper in episode 51 as well. That was pretty funny. Pretty cool interaction. That was the first one I'd seen on the server, which is cool. And yeah, then we did some work in the train station, and it ended up looking quite nice. Me, Ryan, Deadly, quite a few people worked on this as well. And yeah, eventually this central portal here became a 3x3 nether portal, which in beta you can't normally do, but Deadly found a way, and I know Cassis independently found a way as well to do it, but this was the first one in survival that we all know of. So yeah, very cool. I really like these episodes. I think these are both A tier videos for sure. Alright, this next one is episode 52, The Winner Takes It All, which is the Abba Caving video, and it's a pretty funny video. It's me and Ryan, you know, Abba caving together, trying to beat each other, and yeah, as it says, winner takes it all. If you don't know the Abba caving rules, is a good one to watch. And yeah, I end up winning and getting a whole lot of items, which is great. Actually got a really good score here, and I know if I'd gotten the mossy cobblestone, I would have gotten one of the highest scores of the whole thing, which is crazy, but I didn't end up grabbing it. But yeah, the playthrough is not too interesting. I mean, it's just us, you know, messing around, getting, you know, mining things in caves. So yeah, it's not too interesting. So I think it's a solid C tier video. Yeah, I think it's pretty C tier. Okay, and next we have building railways in beta Minecraft, and this is the first introduction of the 3x3 nether portal that we mentioned before. And this is a continuation, I guess, of our no nether travel, yeah, like work. And I built my train station and my connection to the main train station with the help of Ryan, which was a bit of fun. I think we had some good interaction here. It was a pretty funny video, some cool buildings at the end to show for. And then yeah, we had the start of our own train station in our area, and this is one of my favorite builds that I've done. Really mixing really practical building with quite a cool aesthetic as well. So yeah, this is an A tier for me. I love this video, and I think I continue this actually in episode 54 as well. Let's have a look. Okay, yeah, looking through this video, it's actually quite an insightful and entertaining video. So yeah, I'm going to put it in A tier as well. Quite good editing as well, I think, in my opinion. Alright, this next video is episode 55, testing a beta parkour map. And this is Greffin's Cloche. It wasn't named the Cloche at the time, I don't think. But this is the first time I'd seen this build. And Jesus Christ, is it so difficult. I've spent hours and hours trying to do this, and I still haven't completed it. I've only managed to get to the jump after this one, which in this video clearly wasn't there. I've only ever gotten to everything that was in this video, which is crazy. But yeah, this was entertaining. I think this was just me testing out the parkour. I don't think the dialogue was necessarily too interesting. And yeah, watching it is just me failing parkour over and over again. So I'm going to put this in C tier. It's a really cool build, and I've done a couple of live streams on it as well. But yeah, I just don't think the video, I guess, came together as well. It's a bit of a filler episode, I suppose. Alright, this next episode, episode 56, a modern house built in beta Minecraft. I really like this video. This is an A tier video, I think. The editing is cool, the pacing is cool, and we actually get quite a lot done, whereas in some of the videos, like I was saying before, you know, there's only one focal thing, but this actually had quite a few things. We had tag, killing Whammy at the start, and then we come to Mr. Saturday's area, to introduce the building project, and then I show off the finished product of the what is this? The train station, which I think turned out really cool. Again, like I said, one of my favorite builds I've done on the server. And then we go back to Mr. Saturday's. I do like a little time lapse, I guess, of me building, and yeah, I think the build turned out pretty cool. I quite like this video. I think it's quite a good quality, entertaining video, so I'm going to put it in A tier, I think. Although I don't know, it's not too, it's got good editing. It's got good editing, but maybe it's not too entertaining, I suppose. There's not a whole lot of, I guess, player interaction. Maybe it's a B tier. Let's put it in B tier. I think that sits better with me. Alright, this next video is the president of Beta Minecraft, episode 57, and this is where I first tested that and found out that you could put record discs next to a butted piston, and it worked. And then Ryan built this Sphinx, and I made it actually functional. But yeah, I wouldn't say this is the most entertaining video of all time. Probably a C tier, I would say. Alright, this next one on the other hand, building Renaissance art in Beta Minecraft, is one that I really like. So this one, I had to piston a whole load of resources up to the surface because I had some murals that I planned to build myself. It's really cool to see, you know, the way I pistoned all the ores in as well, which is cool. And yeah, I think they turned out really cool. So this one is the Last Supper, but instead of, you know, Jesus and his disciples, it's Kelphone and, you know, Mongster and me, and then this one is the creation of Adam, which is, yeah, some cool actual Renaissance art, and I think they turned out really cool. They translated really well to beta, which is cool. So I really like this video. I think it's a great build, pretty cool editing. Not so much on the funny side, maybe at the start with some of the shenanigans that happened there, but yeah, I think it's a pretty cool video. I'm going to put it in A tier. I really like the way this one turned out. Alright, and this next one, 59, Basketball in New Helen. This is just me and Mr. Saturday messing around in New Helen, and yeah, just having a bit of a funny interaction. Not much happens in this video, but it's some fun interaction with Mr. Saturday. I think that was like the first, I guess, appearance of him on my channel. But yeah, it's nothing outstanding, I would say. Probably just a C tier video. Alright, and episode 60 is the return of the Cloche, or I guess the beginning of the Cloche. And yeah, this one we go on a whole scavenger hunt that Greffin set up, and that all led down to the Cloche, which we spent ages doing the parkour on, just spending loads of time doing it. Probably on the lower end, probably C tier as well. But yeah, definitely a fun scavenger hunt, and yeah, the parkour is insane. I can't stress that enough. Alright, so episode 61, Farming Obsidian in Beta Minecraft. and episode 62, getting more slimes that I can use. These are both pretty similar videos. They're both informative, but not very entertaining. I basically build and perfect an obsidian farm and a slime farm as well, which I don't know what it is, but I really love building slime farms in Beta Minecraft. Something about it is so satisfying. And I feel like just because they're so hefty requires so much space. But yeah, both of these videos, I wouldn't say they're the most insanely entertaining or anything like that. I think they're both also C tier videos, but they're pretty insightful, pretty cool videos, I would say, in terms of, like, I guess, technically interesting. Maybe, you know what, maybe they're B tier. They're technically interesting, I would say. Alright, episode 63, Haunted Mansion in Beta. This one is the part 1 of the Halloween special for 2024, and this is a pretty cool video. So first of all, we show off the slime farm in its finished form, which I think looks really good, and then second, we come here. So basically, me, Ryan, and Olives, we came out to the area, and we just basically randomly slapped down this build. I helped them start it, and then they finished the exterior, and then I basically went in and did all of the interior, and made like this whole redstone labyrinth kind of puzzle that you had to get through, like escape room puzzle you kind of had to get through. And the idea was you had to save all the pumpkins in the room. And yeah, I did this all within like a week. There was like no planning. I basically went off the fly, just went from thing to thing. But yeah, this is the progress of me building it. Another thing I show off is this TNT glitch you can do to make TNT, punchable with your fist rather than with a flint and steel in Beta, which is really cool and makes a comeback in the next video at the end of the video. So yeah, I think this is a pretty cool video. I think it's an A tier. Really well, I think, put together. I kind of described most of the things that are going on, and yeah, for the fact that I built it all within like a week, I was pretty proud of how it turned out. So, and then yeah, we've got episode 64, and this is Ryan and Olives going through it. This is a funny intro. I think we all come out of the ground. Yeah, we all come out of the ground, and we've all got our costumes on, which is really funny. And yeah, basically Ryan and Olives go through the puzzle with my assistance, and yeah, it's just really entertaining. Oh yeah, I did like a bit of fun editing as well, where I had Ryan and Olives' cam. This was just made in Paint, but yeah, so I could show their perspectives, because obviously there were certain places that I couldn't, see exactly what they were seeing. This was a bit of a sad payoff at the end. I was really hoping someone would punch it, because obviously, in their heads, they didn't have any way of knowing that the TNT could ignite. They didn't have flint and steel or anything. So yeah, it was a bit frustrating that no one punched it. Maybe I should have tempted them more to punch it, but yeah, I think this is definitely an S tier. I like this video a lot. Alright, episode 65 is pretty uneventful. It's basically just us going through some of the rails that I'd made, and talking about, yeah, connecting everything with the rails, and then reconnecting to the nether by building my portal here. But I still use the rails a lot, actually. I think they're a lot more fun to use than the nether. And then we go back to the Christmas area just to have a look. We didn't actually start anything, but it was a good setup for probably our best Christmas yet. So this is a pretty underwhelming episode. I'd say it's probably just a C tier. Alright, and here we are on to Christmas of 2024, which was episode 66, building a massive rail in Beta Minecraft. This, I built just a ginormous rail around the whole Christmas area, which is highly impractical, especially around the corners, but it was very fun, and I think very cool to see the end result. And it was pretty fun to have everybody ride the rails as well. I think this is a pretty good B tier video, I would say. Okay, so the episodes are a little mixed around in my saves folder, because, and actually I just realized this, never knew this, episode 68 came out after episode 70, which is kind of funny, because I made episode 67,
Guess Who, yeah,
and then I made episode 68, which is Guess Who. I think I recorded this earlier than Christmas, but it came out after Christmas, which is kind of funny. So we're going to skip episode 68 for now. But episode 67, where we built the exterior to the trains here, and then 69 we did some buffers plus some ice carts as well as messing around with this Mr. Saturday, playing some mini games with him, which is cool. And we also built a diesel train as well, which I really love. And then finally, episode 70, which is ice sculpting in beta. This was me and Ryan doing our yearly ice sculpting, which has become a bit of a tradition now. I think all three of these videos, so episode 67, 69, and 70, I think these are all very similar videos. And yeah, they're all based around Christmas. I think they all do belong in A tier for the editing and the eventual builds. The hard thing now is going to be whether I have space for all of this. But then if we go back to episode 68, which is just Guess the Block, it's basically Guess Who, but in beta, just with the boy Ryan. Good video, nothing insane about it, just Guess Who in beta. I think it's a C tier. Alright, I'm sure there are videos that are in A tier right now that probably deserve to be in B, and B tier that deserve to be in C, but these ranking videos are like, I don't know, they would change every single time you do them, I think. But oh well, whatever. It gives a little indication of where we're at. But I think I'm just going to extend the the tier list out like this, just to see if that works. Because there are definitely probably more A videos coming. But yeah, there's probably a few A ones that deserve to be in B. But this is the way I've done it. So yeah, we'll see. Alright, episode 71, there's actually quite a lot that gets done in this video. We finish off the last of the Christmas area. I built this massive railway that goes all the way to Ryan's place from the Christmas area, and then showing off the King of the Ladder, as well as this new water dropper minigame. Yeah, quite a few things done in this video, but I don't think there's no player interaction or anything like that. And yeah, it's just me talking about things for the most part. Nothing very funny or interesting, I think. So yeah, I'm just going to put it in B tier. And episode 72 is pretty similar in that we just kind of build mini games, and we do actually test it with ZX, which is a bit of fun. And I think this was my first like major interaction with ZX on the server, and I think we actually do some pretty fun games here. So I think there's a C tier as well. We had a bit of fun playing this, and I guess play testing this these mini games. They didn't go perfectly to plan, but yeah, I'm gonna put it in probably. Oh no, you know what? I'll put it in B tier. It's a good video. Alright, and episode 73 is a very satisfying video to me. I really like this video. We start off pretty strong with some pretty cool builds. I show off some of the cool building that I'd done sort of between episodes, and I think I did a little bit on camera. And then I'd also found a golden apple on live stream, like, I don't know, around about the same time, which was really cool, and it coincided perfectly with the fact that I was building a mural for a golden apple, which was crazy. So just the fates kind of aligned there, which was really cool. And then to top it all off, me and Gory built, well, I guess tore down the statue of mine and rebuilt myself holding his head instead. Which ended up looking pretty cool like that, and then we had Notch's head on the ground. So I think this is a pretty cool video. I like this video. It's an A tier video in my opinion. I think it turned out really cool. There's a lot of stuff we got done in this video, and I think all of it is very cool. So I'm gonna slap this in A tier over here. And before we even look at it, I know that episode 74 is absolutely an S tier video. I love this video coming up. This one is the April Fool's video that me and Ryan and ZX did, and basically it's me and Ryan pretending that beta Minecraft has ender pearls, end rods, and the end.
Yeah.
I'm gonna throw another one. Wow, it just went straight into
Yeah. So yeah, we were, you know, obviously following the snowball / Eyes of Ender, and I just launched in the place where we had pre-built the stronghold. And then we end up in the end, which is where ZX is, and yeah, we just fight him basically. And this is in the same area as the Halloween area and stuff. So yeah, this was a really funny video. Big fan of this one. That's definitely deserving of an S tier video. Alright, episode 75, recent activities. This is another pretty build-heavy video, which I quite like. And then we do a whole bunch more with our railways and things. We did the metro, and yeah, did a lot more building in the desert village area. Pretty good video. I think it's a pretty solid B tier, I would say. I think, yeah. That's an awesome intro. I got copywritten for using the Star Wars intro.
Oh.
But yeah, basically this whole video is me getting enough gold to do the Back to Beta logo, which took me forever. The amount of gold that is in this logo is insane. I was mining for days and days. Didn't want to go mining ever again because I did so much mining. This is how I got all my iron as well, was mining for gold. Alright, so I think I'm putting that one over in B tier, and this next one, as far as S tier or A tier videos of me building goes, I think this one is maybe one of the best, and actually a few upcoming ones are maybe some of the better ones I've done of building and explaining what's going on building wise. This is episode 77, experimental building, and in this one, starts off with a pretty dope intro. This is pretty cool. And we basically, this is when, around about the time I had learned about update suppressing levers to look like this, essentially. And yeah, I did like a whole build full of them. And I went through the whole process, talked about it a lot. I put a lot of effort into actually the presentation of this video. So honestly, I really like this video. This is an S tier video to me. I really like the way this video turned out. In terms of building, I think that's one of the best building videos I've done. And this next one is following in a similar path, so you can really see that we've got the cinematic intros in full force now. And yeah, basically Ryan and I both independently had the idea to make birds in beta, and this is basically us update suppressing levers in the sky, and the end result is really cool. I'd say I guess the entertainment of us hanging out, it's pretty good. I reckon it's an A tier video. It's a pretty funny bit of interaction, and the outcome is awesome. Like, the birds look so good. I think this is an A tier for sure. Okay, this is definitely where some of these earlier videos probably should have been definitely in the B tier, because I reckon from now on, some of the best videos of Back to Beta that I've ever made in terms of presentation, building, and just the works. I feel like they're some of the best ones, I think, and it's a culmination of learning a lot about how to actually make videos and like how to build better and things like that. I think I got a lot better at it. So yeah, next we have, what do we have? 79. This is episode 79, so this is the stadium is complete. Actually, this video is just basically a tour of the stadium. We also go to Mr. Saz. I think the presentation of this video is really good, like the pacing and the construction is really good. We also do some update suppressed ladders and things. But I don't know if the vibe is truly there. There's no interaction or anything like that. So I'd say this is probably a B tier video. I mean, the presentation is really good. I guess the content isn't maybe as interesting. It was the finish of our stadium project, which was obviously our long-term project we'd been working on for over a year and a bit at that point, maybe even 2 years at that point, so that was pretty cool. Alright, next is recreating a modern house in beta Minecraft, and this is a pretty cool one. We talk about the dropper game we made, and then we finish off a build that Jaren had started in early days of the server, and it's right under the Back to Beta logo, and I feel like this is a really cool build. And the presentation of this video, again, I think is quite good. It's not my build. I didn't really build this, but I did spend a lot of time and effort actually decking out the interior and putting a lot of love and care into Jaren's build and making sure it was finished nicely. So again, I quite like this video. I think it should probably be, I think it's an A tier. I think it's entertaining. I think it's a good video. Yeah, that was episode 80, and I think that deserves an A tier. It was a good video, well made, I think. Alright, now we get into some real bangers. Now, episode 81, 82, and 83 are all at Ryan's Cathedral, and we build the exterior of the chapel, which looks really good. Yeah, here we go. Okay, I put a lot of work into detailing this and actually making it really fit into the area, because obviously Ryan's area is some of the most detailed place and expansive place. So I really wanted it to fit in, but also I wanted to put a lot of love and care into it. So this exterior I really like. The presentation, again, I really like. Here's some more of the exterior. Yeah, so we come through and we add a lot of detailing. We add a fountain through here as well, and I was really proud of this fountain. It's quite hard to make fountains in beta. Oh, we actually finished the graveyard. Oh my goodness, I didn't even realize we finished the graveyard in this video. This is crazy. And then 83 It starts off with a note block song, which is awesome, and you can really see the nice work we had done in the previous 2 episodes. But yeah, we have a little interaction with Olives, show off the graveyard, and then I basically spend the whole video doing some really cool and unique things with update suppression and glitches and stuff to create one of the best playgrounds in beta Minecraft, I think. It's a really cool playground. So I really like all 3 of these videos. I think the first one is probably the weakest of the bunch, probably being a B tier, and then the other 2 are definitely A tiers in my opinion. Okay, so 81 can go there. Alright, episode 82 can be in the A tier, and then we'll go 83 in the S tier. So that way you can actually see the whole lot. If you wanted to watch the S tier, you can see the final product. Alright, I think that's a fair spread. Okay, and after this is 84, the Human Dart minigame. Now, this was actually recorded prior to the other 3. I think this was recorded a while before. And it's basically just me, Deadly, mine, and Greffin all playing the Human Dart minigame. And I think this is quite an entertaining video. Not much happens except for the fact that we play the Human Dart game. But this is a good fun watch, I think. This is a very easy watch. But yeah, it's just us playing the minigame. So we'll put this in B tier. I like this video. But yeah, I guess not much happens in it. Okay, well, this is episode 85. We're on the home stretch now, only 5 episodes to go. And this one doesn't have a name for some reason, but I know it's called I Got a New Microphone. And this one, which is, 85 and 86, both have this area involved, which is the last box area and the area that I've been building next to his. And pretty much around this time was when we were first starting to really seriously start talking and planning about season 2, and yeah, because of that, I think my attention was shifted elsewhere, and I guess I didn't have the most creative juices flowing, so I didn't have projects that I was working on back in my original area, so I came out here and started working on some other things and finishing up the last BoxBlair because it had been left pretty dormant for most of the season, so I wanted to spend a bit of time on it, and I think this video is well presented. Not the most interesting video in the world, good building. And then the next video is we finished this whole ring around, and then I wanted to finish the clock tower. So episode 86 also doesn't have a name, and it's called A Working Clock Tower in Beta Minecraft. And yeah, basically we go through and finish off the interior to the clock tower and also put a roof on it. Now, I think, again, well presented. Forgot to take away the hand in this time lapse. Well presented. I didn't like fully the end result of this, plus it was cut off by the world height. But I think it's a decent enough video. I think these are both B tier videos, and then it leads into Halloween as well. So yeah, let's put them in B tier. Alright, now we're into some seriously recent times. This is episode 86, building iron golems in beta Minecraft, and this was me and Ryan. We basically planned to build some iron golems in Ryan's area, and this is also the introduction of the cave project, which we very recently did, which is cool. And I like this video. This is a fun video. We just, built the iron golems. They are pretty cool end result, I think, and bit of fun there, I think, building and chatting with Ryan. This was very reminiscent of some, like, basically the parrot prank, where we're just, like, building off references and stuff, except without the pranking, I guess. But yeah, this is a good video. I think because the conversation in this one maybe isn't as strong as some of the others. I don't know, but it's carried by the builds. I don't know. We're putting it in a B. It's a B tier. Alright, now this video, call it recency bias. This one is maybe one of my best videos, I think. This one's a really good video, both building, the explanation, and the execution of the build. I feel like I really nailed this build, and I really tried to put a lot of time and effort into both showing off the process and also making sure I got so much detail in. And this was a tough thing to do in a short amount of time. I only did this in like a week and a bit, maybe. This whole thing came together, but I had a vision, and I feel like I really executed the vision, so I was pretty happy with that. And then we also had Ryan come in at the end, and there was some funny moments as well. So yeah, I think this is another S tier building video. This is one of my favorite recent videos for sure. Alright, and we're down to the final 2 videos. Now this one is voice chat for Beta Minecraft. This one came out 2 weeks ago. And this is the introduction of voice chat to back to beta. At this point, we're just learning about it. I was pretty tired when we were figuring all this out, but yeah, I had a little interaction with Ryan. It was a bit janky, but it seems to be a lot better now. This is a bit of a janky video I remember putting together. I think it turned out okay, but it's a bit of a janky video as far as they go. And yeah, it's just me and Ryan doing some of the ice freezing. There's some funny parts actually in here. There's some really funny parts. I think there's A-tier comedy in this video. I cut down a lot. Ryan's perspective, he keeps a lot of it in. I reckon his perspective's better, but I think for the comedy, it's probably an A-tier. Oh, nah, it's a B-tier. B-tier comedy. And honestly, I think the one after it, which is again us building the ice sculpture, and just, yeah, building the next 3. I think this is another... These were just long recordings, which I don't like a whole lot. They were all, 3-hour long recordings, and having to cut those down and stuff. I think they are funny. I think they're very laid back videos, which isn't a bad thing, but I would say in terms of entertainment value while you're watching, it's probably less so. I don't know. I'm gonna put them in B tier probably. Screw it. I'm putting both of them in A tier so that A and B can be equal. I'm gonna do it. Alright, so that is every single back to beta video I have ever made ranked. And yeah, this has taken a very long time. I don't know what you guys think of this video. It's very long draw. Actually, we should probably rate this video. Definitely F tier. This is my least favorite video I've ever made. I don't know. This is a long video, and I don't think it's overly entertaining. I think if you want to watch the videos, go back and watch this series. Although maybe this is informative for new people or people who've only come in halfway through. Which ones to watch. Definitely watch all these ones in S tier for sure. And then yeah, go through which ones you think are interesting in A tier, and then from that down, it's probably not hugely necessary, but you'll miss a lot if you don't watch the B tier ones. Obviously, that's the biggest group. Don't watch C and F. Probably the least interesting ones. But yeah, that's gonna be all. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Laters.